Greetings, my dear viewers. It is I, Drayhon, and welcome back to Dungeons & Dragons Character Conversion, part of the League of Malevolence series. And actually, this is the final entry for the League of Malevolence. This year, I have made it a goal of mine to try to complete these little mini-series talking about the various characters from certain corners of media. And today I thought I would go ahead and wrap up the League of Malevolence series, following that up with the Valor's Call series. There's still 10 characters in Valor's Call that we need to tackle, and I would like to try to wrap up as many of these series as I possibly can to shift my focus over to Pathfinder and eventually Starfinder. The only thing I really want to focus on for Dungeons & Dragons is my upcoming homebrew series of Magic the Gathering conversions, where I take your favorite cards and convert them into creatures or spells, or even an eventual magic item. Some of these abilities are a little tricky to translate, but I have managed to get just about every single ability for monsters translated, and I am currently working on spells for a very specific stat block that I will be showing off in a one-shot I would like to run. But enough about that. You are not here for my home brewery. If you were here for that, you would be clicking on that video instead of this one. Today we are talking about the final character from the League of Malevolence, Foxfingers. Strange name, right? Oh, Foxfingers got his nickname because of his red hair, like the fur of a fox. And also, he is as cunning and sly as a fox as well. And he will steal just about anything. You have a special ring you're about to propose with? Oh, it's gone. Foxfingers took it, and you didn't even notice him take it from you. Princess lost her jewelry? Oh, that's because Foxfingers took it. Yeah, he's a cunning little thief. And in the adventure The Shady Dragon Inn, we actually get to learn a bit about Foxfingers. Much like everybody else in the League of Malevolence, they used to work in tandem with Valor's Call. But when they came in contact with the Heartstone, each of the members of the now League of Malevolence became corrupt. And Foxfingers himself despised everyone who knew that he was a thief, especially Ringelrun. And the only reason why he's working with the League of Malevolence is to take down Ringelrun. After he's done with Ringelrun, he is going to go after the League itself. Anyone associated with Kellic, and then finally Kellic himself. But, good luck, dude. You're only a thief. Which brings us to today's build. Starting things off with our stats, we're going to be using the point-buy system as always. Strength and dexterity were the highest scores in his stat block during the Shady Dragon Inn, so we are going to make them his highest stats for this build. Constitution is going to be pretty low, only at a 10. He's not going to need that, though, because our second highest ability score is going to be Intelligence and Wisdom. Intelligence at an 11, Wisdom at a 12. His Charisma is going to be his lowest score at an 8. But who needs Charisma when you're just going to pick pockets without people noticing? And of course, we need a race human variant. which is going to increase our strength and dexterity each by 1 point. He's going to be a size of medium with a speed of 30 feet. For our trained skill, we're going with sleight of hand. And for our feat, I thought it'd be fitting to go with the skulker feat. He does have a light crossbow underneath that cloak, so it makes sense to go ahead and grab this just so he can stay hidden, even if he misses with that ranged weapon attack, and dim light won't impose any disadvantage on his perception checks. Next up is his background. We could have gone with criminal, but we're already going to be getting a couple of different features from the criminal background once we get into our class. What we don't get is some of these features from the background of choice today, the Iron Route Bandit. I believe I've only used this once before, ironically in a League of Malevolence video. For our proficiencies, we are going with stealth and animal handling, with the tools of one gaming set of our choice, and land vehicles. We also get access to the feature of Black Market Breeder. I actually like this background simply for the Black Market Breeder. It's an interesting feature and definitely helps your dungeon master move the story along. You can get info from the black market, from the criminal underground. If you've stolen a bunch of wares, you can go to the black market and sell them off. Pretty darn simple, really. Next is our class. Of course, we need the rogue as our class. 1d8 hit die, starting hit points at 8 plus our constitution modifier. Additional hit points equal to 1d8 plus our constitution modifier per rogue level after the first. Proficiencies in light armor, simple weapons, hand crossbows, longsword, short sword, and the rapier. We get thieves' tools. We also have dexterity and intelligence saving throws, and 4 skills: acrobatics, athletics, deception, and perception. For expertise, go ahead and go with sleight of hand and stealth. You also get access to sneak attack on Thieves' Cant. Level 2, we get access to Cunning Action. Level 3, Steady Aim, and the roguish archetype of the Thief, giving us access to fast hands and second story work. At level 4, go ahead and increase your strength by 2 points. At level 5, we get access to Uncanny Dodge. Level 6, Expertise, once again. This time, go for Acrobatics and Athletics. At level 7, we get access to Evasion. Level 8, I decided to go with the feat of Dungeon Delver. This will give us advantage on our Wisdom Perception and Intelligence Investigation checks made to detect the presence of secret doors. You're a thief, after all. You need to be able to get into where no one else should know about. You have advantage on saving throws made to avoid or resist traps. These rich people know how to protect their goods, so you need to be able to not trigger them, or if you do trigger them, not get hurt so easily. Speaking of, you have resistance to the damage dealt by traps. And you also have the ability of traveling at a fast pace to not impose disadvantage, the normal 5 penalty to your passive Wisdom Perception score that you would normally get from doing so. Pretty useful. Moving on to level 9, we get access to Supreme Sneak. At level 10, we get an ability score increase. Go ahead and increase your wisdom by 2 points. At level 11, we get access to Reliable Talent. Level 12, go ahead and increase your dexterity by 2 points. Level 13, we get access to Use Magical Device. Level 14, we get access to Blind Sense. Level 15, Slippery Mind. Level 16, go ahead and increase your dexterity by 2 points, making them a 20. At level 17, we get access to Thieves' Reflexes. Level 18, Elusive. Level 19, I decided to go with the feat of Keen Mind, giving us an increase to our intelligence by 1 point, rounding it off to a 12. We always know which way is north We always know the number of hours left before the next sunrise or sunset, and you can accurately recall anything you have seen or heard within the past month. Like, we'll say, a secret password. Perhaps the combination to a safe. Intel that any thief must know for their current objective. And finally, at level 20, we get access to Stroke of Luck. What did you think of Foxfingers? Let me know in the comments section down below. And until next time, this has been Drehon, and I am offline.